Good morning. My name is Rob Kittredge, and I just have a couple of questions for you. For the sake of time, I will just address them to Ms. Carrier. Ms. Carrier, when speaking with Commission Counsel, you said that businesses were completely crippled and noted that access to loading zones, access by delivery services, etc., was an issue for some businesses.
Excuse me, Mr. Commissioner, there has been a couple references during this examination to these statements of anticipated evidence, and I think it's important that the nature of those statements get clarified before any questioning continues. Those are statements that are provided to Commission Counsel. They are not attributable to the witness. They are statements of what Commission Counsel anticipate a witness may or may not say. They should, Commission Counsel's view that they should only be questioned upon in extraordinary circumstances, and they shouldn't be serving as the basis for these examinations.
I'm basing that on a statement that was made to Commission Counsel that businesses were completely crippled.
Are you referring to the statements during the hearings today?
Statements during the hearings.
Okay, then that's fine.
And all of these items came from statements during the hearings. I'm aware of the issue. Would it be fair to say that from your perspective, the primary cause of these issues was congestion resulting from illegal parking in downtown streets?
I think that was one of the issues.
But specifically, I'm talking about specifically the issues with regard to access to loading zones, access by delivery services, and those sort of things. With regard to those issues, would you say the primary cause was congestion?
Sorry, when I consider congestion, I consider that a fluid moving traffic of congestion. This was not a fluid moving traffic of congestion. This was blockaded. These were cars that were parked that weren't moving. These were loading zones. These were handicap parking that were being blocked for hours and days on end, well beyond the normal scope.
I think we may be in violent agreement here.
Okay.
You'd say that illegal parking was the
Definitely.
proximate cause of those issues.
Correct.
And does the City of Ottawa typically enforce parking laws and bylaws?
Typically, yes, very well.
And in the context of the convoy protest, there wasn't any real enforcement of parking laws and bylaws, was there?
There wasn't the usual level that we would be accustomed to in a circumstance like this.
And you were not satisfied with the level of enforcement?
I will be honest and tell you that this was not a problem that was specific to Vanier, but on behalf of my colleagues in BIAs that are central, we were not satisfied with the level to which those types of things were being dealt with.
Thank you. You mentioned that unlicensed free food services were being operated on the sidewalks immediately outside Ottawa restaurants and that this negatively impacted restaurant revenues. Do you remember making that statement today?
I do.
Does the City of Ottawa typically allow unlicensed food services to operate on city sidewalks?
Absolutely not.
In the context of the convoy protest, there was no real enforcement of food licensing requirements, was there?
No.
All right.
And I can tell you, I just ran an event where there was 2 people serving food, local businesses, and they were more enforced than anything I saw then.
Right. You also stated that you saw a tent set up. I believe this was, and I'll skip this one for the very issue that you mentioned. You indicated that, or it was indicated that many businesses chose to close during the convoy protests and that this was a choice and not a requirement. Do you remember that statement being made by your colleague?
I do remember that statement being made by my colleague.
But some businesses chose to remain open and did quite well revenue-wise due to the increased foot traffic resulting from the protests. Is that correct?
Some, I think, did well, yes.
All right. Well, those are my questions. Thank you very much.